नमस्री यतिराजाय विवेकानंद सूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे. You all know Sri Ramakrishna had 16 monastic disciples. The world knows about Swami Vivekananda, but except the devotees of Ramakrishna order, the general public, they don't know much about the lives of the remaining 15 monastic disciples. Their lives are also very great. They were also mystics of the highest order. They also had attained self-realization, but they are not known much to the general public. But as spiritual seekers, if we explore their lives, we learn a lot. So today we will be learning something about the great life and teachings of Swami Vijnanananda ji. The pre-monastic name was Hari Prasanna. All these disciples, both monastic and householder disciples, came to Sri Ramakrishna under different circumstances. Different people had different family situations, and different circumstances drove them to the spiritual path. So, Hari Prasanna, later on Swami Vijnanananda ji, he had spiritual inclination from very childhood. When he first went to Sri Ramakrishna, on that day, Sri Ramakrishna was giving instructions to the devotees. He was talking about God. One by one, everybody left. And only Vijnanananda ji remained. He was Hari Prasanna then. Sri Ramakrishna started looking at him intently. And then he asked him a very strange question. Can you wrestle with me? Now, Sri Ramakrishna had his own way of testing the people. When Vivekananda went as an arena, that was a different story, right? A different way actually he treated him. Here, after looking at this Hari Prasanna, Ramakrishna expressed his desire. Can you wrestle with me? So then Hari Prasanna was taken aback. He didn't know what to do. Then he also stood up and Sri Ramakrishna started showing him. And he also started doing, because he was very young and very muscular, tall. So he could easily push Sri Ramakrishna back to the wall. And then slowly, a kind of electric power from Sri Ramakrishna's hands started passing into the body of this Hari Prasanna. And slowly, a wave of bliss arose in his body, and he became semi-conscious, divinely inebriated. Sri Ramakrishna just tested him. So he could see the inner purity in the individual. So Sri Ramakrishna later on said to Swami Vijnanananda ji, I can see within of every human being. Whoever would go to him, Sri Ramakrishna directly would look into the mind of the person. Mind means samskaras, he would see, tendencies. If the individual had good samskaras, so he would encourage him to come to that place, Dakshineshwar. So it would be easy to mold them, to make them actually progress towards the truth. The individual samskaras are worldly. The worldly samskaras are predominant in the individual. Then he would not take the trouble, because there is time for this individual. He wants to enjoy the world. He is not finished with his bhoga yet. He will not take the trouble of trying that such people. So he described the last birth you fought with Krishna, the reincarnation of Jambavan. Whenever the incarnation comes, he brings his own people. The people who had assisted him in his previous incarnations, they would actually come with him to assist him in his spiritual mission. So Vijnanananda ji also is one such person. So he used to come to Dakshineshwar regularly. His father passed away when he was just a child. So his mother and sisters and other family members would object to his going to Sri Ramakrishna. But it was not this birth samskara. The spiritual samskaras had come to him from previous birth. So he was deeply attracted towards Sri Ramakrishna. Attraction automatically forms because Sri Ramakrishna was spiritual, I am spiritual, I have a little spiritual tendency in me. Automatically my mind would gravitate towards such individuals. So his mother remarked, "Oh, where did you go?" "I went to Dakshineshwar to meet Sri Ramakrishna." And then she said, "You have gone to that mad Brahmana. He deranged the minds of 350 youth." You just see, from this we can understand how people used to look at Sri Ramakrishna and what kind of impression they had on him. That a man who deranged the minds of youth, young people. Generally, parents want their children, their sons, to get good jobs and then marry. That's all, right? But if you go to Sri Ramakrishna, we don't know what he will do. He might inspire them to become sannyasins. There was worry. Naturally, the mother had that worry. Oh, my son is going to that mad Brahmin of Dakshineshwar. We don't know what will happen in future. He might change the mind of my son. Probably, mothers would entertain, would have such fears. But ultimately, our worst fears came true. And Vijnananji, in course of time, became a sannyasin. So one day his sister asked him, "Where did you go?" Then he said, "To Dakshineshwar." "Well, where did you sleep last night?" Because he didn't go that day home. He asked Sri Ramakrishna, "I would like to stay here for tonight, Dakshineshwar." Sri Ramakrishna would encourage. But they were all in 18, 19 teens. And he would love these young people, very pure and not polluted by the worldly samskaras yet. He would ask them actually sometimes, you just stay back for tonight here in Dakshineshwar. And most of the disciples, how Sri Ramakrishna's routine would be, they described. He would sleep very little in the night. So on that day, Vijnananji was also nicely sleeping. Around 2 o'clock in the night, he just got up and saw Sri Ramakrishna. He was just pacing to and fro in his room. Sometimes he would go to the veranda and then mutter some not so distinct words. He would chant the names of the different divinities. He would sometimes talk Rama, Krishna, Kali, all the deities' names. And then he would dance, and very little he would sleep in the night. All the direct disciples, most of them who had gone to Sri Ramakrishna and spent a few nights there, they saw this in him. Very little sleep he would have. During the daytime, he would talk to all the devotees, but in the night, he would sleep very little. And sometimes these devotees also, the young boys, when they go to him to sleep there at Dakshineshwar, he would wake them up in midnight or 2 o'clock or 2:30 and ask them, actually, have you come to sleep here? So get up and do sadhana, get up and do sadhana. Meditate and repeat God's name. So that was the experience Swami Vijnanananda had. He saw Sri Ramakrishna was not sleeping in the night much. So he would mutter the names of the deities. He would pace to and fro either in the room or in the veranda. And he had asked one question. Probably Sri Ramakrishna felt it as a foolish question. He asked, have you read Kant and Hegel? So in those days, Calcutta was the intellectual capital of India. People would respect only intellectuals who have been educated in colleges and who have got this book reading habit, those who have knowledge, ideas. So he asked this question to Sri Ramakrishna, an embodiment of divinity, an incarnation. Have you read Kant and Hegel? As Sri Ramakrishna said, what do you mean? They are all products of ignorance, he said. God cannot be obtained by reading a book. God cannot be obtained by reading a book. He meant that God is not a concept. What you gain from reading books, by reading books, what books contain? Books contain ideas and concepts. God is not a concept. Maybe a great idea, maybe a great concept, but concept is a concept. It's just an idea, a product of ignorance, product of your mind. Product of ignorance is product of your mind. You are trying to conceptualize that which cannot be conceptualized. When you think about God, maybe great philosophers, Kant and Hegel, but what is there for anybody to learn from those books? Ideas, concepts about truth and about God. But concept is a concept, idea is an idea. God is not an idea. God must be an experiential reality. This is the fundamental difference between Western philosophers and Eastern mystics. Our people understood that God cannot be conceptualized, so they would do tapas. You control indriyas and control mind and do tapas and make it an experiential reality. God must become your experience. You will have the authority to speak about God only when you experience God and know God by your own experience. And that's why the fundamental difference. So even now also in the West actually, they are not given much to tapasya. Of course, we also have given up penance. So our gurus, our rishis, somebody goes to them, what they would ask, do tapas, do penance. They don't ask you to read books. Of course, reading Vedas and Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita and our scriptures, you get some idea, some understanding about God, but it's a concept. But just by reading the book, you will not know the truth. Sri Ramakrishna also used to say, by squeezing the almanac, you don't get rain. Almanac only forecasts rain, but by squeezing the almanac, you don't get rain. So all the scriptures actually, they talk about God. They give you some intellectual understanding about God. Something about the path they will tell you, but you have to tread the path and reach the goal. The treading the path and reaching the goal is sadhana, only through sadhana. So any true spiritual guru, what he would do is actually he would ask the disciples to do penance, to do sadhana, practice austerities, call on the Lord, repeat God's name, or do meditation, or selfless service. But not just by reading books. Not just by reading books, you will attain God. So he said they are all products of ignorance. And then Vijnanananda understood that. What he meant when he said they are all products of ignorance. Not by reading a book you will get to God, but by practice and by sadhana. You must have the genuine longing. And I must know God. I must experience truth in His path. So, Swami Vijnanananda was very stoic and very grave outwardly. That's why the title for this today's topic is The Tale of a Mystic. All these God realized souls, Sri Ramakrishna's monastic disciples, they were all mystics, but Swami Vijnanananda is different from them in the sense others actually had interacted with people, with devotees freely. The topmost among them, of course, was Vivekananda, who traveled across the length and breadth of the globe, to give the spiritual knowledge to people far and wide. But Vijnanananda was a kind of recluse. He would not prefer to mix much with people. So it's said in Vedanta, a true seeker of spirituality, how he must be, he should shun company. In Bhagavad Gita also Lord says, Aratihi jana samsadi, you must avoid crowds. You can't practice and do sadhana in a crowd. Always you're actually talking with somebody, this and that. It's not possible for you to go deep into yourself. And Vijnanananda would not mix much with people. Swamiji asked him, Vivekananda, you go to Allahabad and start a center there. So he started a center in Allahabad. For most part of his life, he spent his days in Allahabad ashrama only. So he would dress himself up in a queer way. You can see the photo today above it is there. So very weird kind of dress he would put, just to keep away people from himself. Generally, avadutas, mystics, yogis, they don't prefer to be in the company of people. And also, to avoid people, what they would do is, they would behave in a peculiar way. They dress in a peculiar way. So that you brand him as a peculiar person. Sri Ramakrishna was branded as a mad person. So it would be easy for him. No, not everybody went to him. Once you brand somebody as mad, would you go to him? You will not go. You will avoid the person, right? That's what they want. That's what they want. So they don't want to mix with crowds. So Vijnanananda also would dress in such a way, people would look at him as a curio. When he would travel in Allahabad in that open top horse carriage, people would be looking at him. He would ask them, what are you looking at him? Do you think I'm a monkey? Yes, I'm a monkey. I'm the disciple of Ramachandra, I would tell. So he would enjoy people looking at him in a curious way. Swami Brahmananji, one day he told when Swami Vijnanananda went to Vellur Math, he asked his disciples, monastic disciples who were around him, Hari Prasanna Maharaj has come from Allahabad. Have you met him? He asked them, please go and pay your obeisance to him. He is a secret yogi. He has experienced the truth. He is a knower of Brahman. But he prefers to be in that disguise. By looking at his external appearance, you can't understand that he is a mystic. You can't understand that he is a knower of the truth. Within the monastery also, very few people would understand this. And so Brahmananda says, go and pay your obeisance. He was telling this to other monastic members of Belur Mutt at that time. Pay obeisance to him. He is a self-realized soul, a knower of Brahman, but doesn't like to, show him off as a knower of Brahman. They are self-contained. They are happy within themselves. So they will not advertise about themselves that I am a knower of Brahman. They will only look for true spiritual seekers. If they get one such, they would be very happy to instruct, to share their knowledge with. That's why first they would test whether the person is genuinely interested in God or just a casual, visitor. So otherwise you don't understand, right? It's a waste of time and energy for me and for you also. One day, when he was in Allahabad, one fashionable and modern woman went to him and he just sat in front of him abruptly. She just went and without any courtesies sat. And she just asked, Swamiji, what is your advice for us? Then Vijnanananda told, eat well, eat more, talk more, quarrel more. Suddenly she was taken aback. What is this advice? Eat more, talk more, quarrel more, he says. So he could discern by looking at her, this is a quarrelsome lady. Suddenly she had a trouble and she appeared in front of me, seeking some instruction. Not that, you are a genuine seeker and you want to know about the truth, you want to know the deeper meaning of life. Suddenly some problem came for you in the world. So you look around, okay, probably that Babaji would give me some good advice, how to come out of this trouble. She landed up in front of him. And then he said this very witty way. Vijnanji was also a very witty and very humorous person. He would put so many quotes on his body. One long gown. Swamiji called him the Bishop of Allahabad, Vivekananda. Swamiji also was an expert in giving names to people. He named Vijnanji as Bishop of Allahabad. Latu Maharaj would say Plato. Like Plato. A illiterate person, he would call him a Plato. So everybody would give a name. So for him, actually, he said, you are the Bishop of Allahabad. So once he was on his way to Colombo, Swami Vijnanananda Maharaj stopped at Madras, Chennai. So he was removing his, coverings. First coat, then sweater, then shirt, then t-shirt. So one by one. Then one of the monks who was present there, he said, oh, Maharaj, Sri Ramakrishna also told that comparing ego with the onion, you peel off onion, layer after layer will come. Ultimately, nothing will be there. Like that, you are also peeling off all your layers. And then Maharaj said, yes. See, because why I cover myself with these many coats? Otherwise, people might see my Atman. So I don't want them to see my Atman. I'm just hiding my Atman. So he would joke like that. One day he asked his disciple, have you seen a ghost? Booth. Have you seen a ghost? So the Vishnu said, I have not seen a ghost. The disciple said, there are 5 ghosts inside you, The disciple was surprised about it. 5 ghosts. Panchabhutas. This body is made up of 5 elements. So he was referring to in Sanskrit the word bhuta has 2 meanings. Element and also ghost. So he said 5 ghosts are there within you. The whole universe is made of these 5 ghosts only. Space, air, water, fire and earth. So these 5 ghosts are there. Don't worry, ghosts are there. But those ghosts actually will leave you if you repeat God's name, Rama's name. If you repeat, you'll be able to get rid of these ghosts. It's a very unique and intelligent way of putting the truth, you see. Profound truth he put across. And in a joking manner. So the body is made up of 5 elements. The only trouble is the body and the mind. So because the body and mind is attached to the body, that is the source of suffering. And you have to get rid of these 5 ghosts, panchabhutas. For that, divine name is the solution. in a very witty and very funny way. He put across the truth to that individual. In 1932 or 33, on that day actually, November, I don't know the date, he saw a news in the paper. King Edward VIII, he gave up his kingdom to marry an American woman. He read the news and then some disciple was his by side. Then he asked, see, the power of renunciation. This man has renounced an empire, honor, wealth, all what? For the sake of a woman. He wanted to marry an American woman, he gave up all. He gave up his claim for that throne. How great renunciation is. A woman is greater than an empire, and God is greater than a woman. So today he has actually given up the empire for the sake of a woman. Tomorrow he might give up attachment for the woman and he might, come to God. He might get attached to God. So he was talking about the glory of renunciation. Renounce something for the sake of God. Okay, anything is okay. So the renunciation is strength. Renunciation gives you strength. Attachment actually makes us weak. The philosopher asks you, renounce your attachment to mind and body. That's all what you need to do is. Then you are established in the truth. The truth is very close to us. We have never bothered to conceptualize the truth. That's the beauty of this realization. So he was a man of few words. He would not give lectures like the way we are doing now. Okay, we have little inside and more lecturing. Only when there is less inside, actually, more talking happens. When you are full with bliss, with the bliss of the Atman, you would not bother to speak. It would be painful also for you to speak. Lecturing and speaking, conceptualizing, quoting scriptures, this is no sign of truth. Truth comes to an individual through sadhana. And those who are really interested in sadhana, they will prefer to speak less about God. Because every scripture, Hindu scripture, Sanatana Dharma, you come across this, that God is avang manasa gochara. God is beyond mind and thought and words. So there is no point in talking about that which cannot be talked about. There is no point in thinking about that which cannot be thought about. It's a waste of time and waste of energy. As I said a few weeks back, this is all, the Sunday lecture is only weekly gossip. So outside people talk about politics, right? There is secular gossip. We are having spiritual gossip. That is the only difference. But it is gossip only. So I just want to have less of, audience. Slowly, suppose the number is coming down. Today you may be around 50. The next week if you get 40. Next week 30, 20, 10, 5, 2, 1. 1 week nobody has come. That is a blessed day for me. That everybody has understood that they have to do sadhana and know the truth, not by listening. So that time I would spend in meditation, repeating japa. So I would get 1 hour more on Sunday to do my sadhana. So coming back to Vivekananda Maharaj, a great sadhaka, he would do 10 to 15 hours of meditation. When he went to Allahabad upon Swamiji's instruction to set up the center there, there was one Brahmavadin club. There he used to stay. One library room and one small shrine. He would prepare his own food and meditate there. 10 to 15 hours. For 10 years he did it. This after getting training from Sri Ramakrishna. Okay. You went to Sri Ramakrishna gave him the training, Sri Ramakrishna made him meditate in his presence, and he had the highest spiritual realization. And after Sri Ramakrishna's passing away, and then when he was sent to Allahabad, there also for 10 to 15 hours of meditation per day, and he did continuously for 10 years. When he used to go to Sri Ramakrishna, after some days he went and afterwards he disappeared. He didn't go to Sri Ramakrishna for quite a long time. Then Sri Ramakrishna asked him, why have you not been coming to me? There are often nowadays. And he said, I'm not able to meditate. Then what's the point coming here and waste my time? Oh, Sri Ramakrishna said, that is your problem? You're not able to meditate? Then stretch out your tongue, he said. Then he stretched out his tongue and he wrote something on his tongue. And then asked Vivekananda Maharaj, then Hariprasanna, you go to Panchavati and now meditate. So he went to Panchavati and then he started doing his meditation. He went into ecstasy. He lost his body consciousness. And Sri Ramakrishna went behind him and then sat by his side. So when he opened his eyes from Vijnan ji, Sri Ramakrishna is by his side, sitting there and stroking his back gently. He had the highest realization, but to make that realization our own, it is important to do sadhana. Not just actually before realization, even after realization also all these direct disciples did sadhana. That is to generate more power. Not necessary to preach. Presence is sufficient. Though he disguised himself with that kind of weird appearance, many people afterwards could realize his spiritual greatness. True spiritual seekers only went to him. These mystics, they do it deliberately. They don't want to exhibit themselves. But true spiritual seekers who have this fire of renunciation in them, who have that spark of vairagya in them, they will be able to detect them. They will go there. So he is actually behaving like a madman, but he is not a madman. A man of profound wisdom, a man of profound intelligence, a man of profound insight into life. What he was looking for, serious people, people who are really interested in God. Not the people who are actually casually asked, does God exist? They don't want to do any sadhana, they have so many worldly desires. Yeah, they don't condemn them actually, there's time for them. Okay, you just try to fulfill your desires. Only when you feel that longing for God, then only you come to me. Pandit Madan Mohan Malabia, who established Benares Hindu University, used to go to Swami Vijnanananda Maharaj. He detected him, a man of great austerity and great spiritual power. Such great people, they meet automatically. Sri Ramakrishna says, you just do sadhana and get God. Once you have the realization, people will make a beeline. You may be sitting in a cave in the Himalayas and you will get the right disciple. The person who has the vairagya, who has the dispassion will come to you. So there is that law in this universe. So when you are right as sadhaka, you will get right guru. People say, Swami, I want to have a guru. Why you want to have a guru? No, I want some guidance on the spiritual path. If you are sincere, guru will come to you at the right time. God will not delay even 1 second. When you have to get guru, that particular time actually you will get. There is the divine law. You don't have to have any dissatisfaction with regard to, that I am not getting right guru. I want to walk on the spiritual path. There are not enough gurus. Nothing like that. If you are a real sadhaka, you will get guidance. Maybe from within you will get guidance sometimes. Maybe sometimes book itself will enlighten you. Scripture itself will be able to read between the lines. Sometimes when you're really in need of human guru, the human guru will come in front of you. All these 16 disciples had a very wonderful bond of love between them. Today, if you see Ramakrishna Mission with these many centers flourishing like this, they're all coming and reading. All this because of their tapasya and sacrifice. Had they not stayed together, though this organization would not have survived. Had they sought their individual liberation and freedom, okay, I don't need it. They were not in need of an organization. They all could have done their sadhana individually. Most of the people did it. They went to the Himalayas, they made pilgrimages. But out of love for Swami Vivekananda, who started this organization, they stood together, they stayed together, and then, continued the organizational work. Though they were not in need of this kind of work because they were self-fulfilled, but for the sake of mankind. And Swamiji actually did how much work. So all these brother disciples had that genuine bond of love. When there was Belur Mat, Brahmananji was there, Swamiji was there, this Vijnanananda Maharaj was there. Swamiji one day asked Vijnanananda Maharaj, because Vijnanananda Maharaj, he was a civil engineer. He worked in many places in UP, Etawah, Bulandshahr, Gazipur, Varanasi. That Varanasi-Gazipur road, it was laid only under his supervision. That was 120 years back. So Swamiji, one day he pointed out, showing to him, said, Patient, he used to call him Patient, he's actually Hari Prasanna. Prasanna used to call him Patient. Two names he has given him. One is Bishop of Allahabad, and this another name Patient. So Patient, can you construct a ghat and embankment here? Then Hari Prasanna Maharaj was an engineer. He said, okay. So he just tell me how much it would cost, estimation. So if you quote a higher price, I mean, if you say greater amount would be required to construct this, Swamiji might not agree, for the embankment and for the ghat. And then Hari Prasanna Maharaj said it would cost just 3,000 rupees. And then Swamiji said, okay, then go ahead, construct the ghat and the embankment. So after some time, he found it that actually he knew from the beginning that it would not, be over within 3,000 rupees. But fearing that Swamiji might not come forward to go for that if the money is more, he said a lower price, 3,500 it would cost. And then actually cost escalated. He told Brahmananji Maharaj, he was the abbot, was the president of the Sangha. Maharaj, actually price is going up, what shall I do? Brahmananji Maharaj said, okay, it doesn't matter, it's Swamiji's wish. Swamiji wanted embankment and Swamiji wanted ghat. What is money? We must fulfill Swamiji's wish. Go ahead, he said. And then afterwards, Swamiji asked, it was not getting completed, and he said, what is the amount that you have spent on this? Then they said, already it cost 3,500. And then Swamiji took Brahmananji Maharaj to task. He scolded him very harshly that day. Brahmanji could not bear that. So Swamiji never scolded him before so harshly. So he went inside the room and he closed the doors and windows, started weeping. Then Swamiji repented for having been so harsh to Swami Brahmananji, who was actually considered the Manasputra, spiritual child of Sri Ramakrishna. And then he asked Vijnananji, he called Patient, you go and see what Rakhal is doing. Rakhal means Swami Brahmananji. He had doubt because he scolded, severely. It might have hurt him. Then Vijnananji went and saw all the doors and windows were closed. So he comes back and reports the same thing to Swamiji. Then he said, you're a fool. I asked what Rakhal is doing. And you say that his doors and windows are closed and report it to me. Then you just see what he is doing. Then he pushed the door and went inside, Vijnananji Maharaj, and then he found Rakhal Maharaj. And then Vijnananji Maharaj told Maharaj, actually, you took all this suffering because of me. It's my fault, actually. The cost got escalated. I could have quoted the right price. I could have told the right price in the beginning itself. Then Brahmanji said, no, actually, see, it's all my fate. Swamiji has never been so harsh to me. And then Swamiji came running and he embraced Brahmananji and apologized profusely. Please forgive me. Please pardon me. So, I scolded you severely, and Master actually never used to utter a word against you. And I'm unfit to stay in the monastery. I'll go to the Himalayas. And then Brahmanji said, no, Swamiji, you are our leader. So, it's all for our good. You are our leader. Where will you go? We can't work without you. I mean, just see the trouble that they had taken. Swamiji thought actually for a petty, worldly thing, for the sake of an embankment, for the sake of a little material matter, do I have to scold my brother disciple so harshly? He was such an advanced soul spiritually. Swamiji felt very bad. But all this he did because if you allow them this kind of lapses in the sense that you may be a spiritual genius, but when it comes to practical life, you should be practical also. But otherwise, seeing your example, tomorrow other monks will come. They also will do the same thing. Probably he might have felt like that. So this would set a bad example for future monks who are not perfect, definitely, sure. So when I run an organization, it must be run in a professional manner. These kind of lapses and, see, everything is Maya, everything is just dream, so we can do this, It doesn't work. When you are in the relative world, pay as much attention that you need to pay. And that's what he wanted to convey the message. So probably for that reason he had scolded Brahmananji, but he felt very bad. And all this trouble they took just for our sake. Had they not made that sacrifice, we would not have been here today sitting and talking like this. But they sacrificed, the sacrifice of the 16 monastic disciples. We are actually reaping the fruit of it. And that literature, the wonderful literature, the knowledge and the ideas The Ramakrishna mission's contribution is mainly this, the intellectual base for the spirituality. There's so much of superstition going on in the name of spirituality. Naturally, it happens because people who are highly distressed after getting so many blows from the world, they are coming to spirituality. That is the problem. It requires a fresh mind to understand scriptures. When your mental vigor, when your mind is very strong, very pure, and very clean, and then only you will be able to grasp these ideas because the ideas are very subtle. That's why Swami says, play football, you will understand Bhagavad Gita better. You will find fault with this statement to Swamiji. But why did he say this? Because of this. A strong mind lies in a strong body. Play football means you will get a strong body. And then afterwards, actually, your mind will develop. Strong mind will develop. A strong mind lies in a strong body. When you have a strong body and strong mind, when you apply that mind to Bhagavad Gita, you will be able to comprehend the genius of Krishna better. You are battered and bruised by society. You have become too weak. Okay, so much of worldly contamination, worldly samskara. And now you are in distress and you are in semi-depression. And now you say that I will read Vivekananda and Bhagavad Gita and I will understand these concepts. That's the problem. When you want to come to spirituality, when you have become spent force totally, you have the right. See, we all are children of God. Just repeat God's name and the things will happen. But intellectually to understand. So this is another problem in our society today. People have this misconception, so many superstitions, all kinds of wrong understanding. Bhagavad Gita must be read after 60. If somebody tries to meditate, why are you doing this now? The time is not, has come for you. It's not ripe. So it's post-60 job. After 60 or 70, you have to do meditation. This is the kind of ignorance that we have. The spiritual knowledge, first you have to enjoy the material world and then you have to come to the spiritual path. It's not like that. There's no dichotomy between the secular life and spiritual life. Right? All these people actually are doing now, they are also in the world only. So there is no dichotomy between secular life. If you have spirituality, you will do your secular job also, secular tasks also with greater efficiency. That is not being taught. They have the feeling and understanding that if you read the scriptures, you will have dispassion. You will grow in dispassion. And then you will become a sannyasin one day. You will become a recluse. You will become a mendicant. That is the fear. It will happen with 1 in 1,000. It's okay if it happens, right? They are also needed, right? We are also needed, right? Are we needed or not? Right? The world. So at least 20 to 25% if they are, ascetics, I already told you, then actually this much of mental problems would not happen. Okay? The number, we don't need many psychologists and psychiatrists if we increase the number of ascetics. Seeing those ascetics, people will anyway develop dispassion, anyway develop contentment. Okay? That will act as a great check for the greed. Otherwise, actually, you will go crazy. Your greed and your lobha will go to such an extent that you will go crazy. And people actually, many of them who are coming into depression and who are getting into the psychological problems, they are all the people who think that they have failed in life. Okay, that's why the idea of failure only makes you feel depressed or dejected. But when our scriptures ask you to renounce, get detached, be detached, and have dispassion, then where is the question of psychological disturbance? You will not get it. Anyway, you have to renounce the ultimate thing that is there. So these 20-25% ascetics will be giving you that information, that message all the time, but they are not there in that number around. Okay, that is the problem. So now majority, which way are going, and everybody wants to go, but majority are wrong. Majority have taken only the purely worldly path. And in worldly path, definitely there is so much of suffering. And once actually, after experiencing too much of suffering, you lose the mental vigor. And you will not be able to understand the spiritual ideas clearly. That's why people are subscribing to superstition. Morning, one girl came and asked me, actually, black magic, Swamiji, is it not there? And she believes that black magic is there. That day I might have seen in the newspaper, Vernacular Daily. And people killed a person thinking that he had done this black magic on them. Family members only. Family members killed their own family members thinking that he had done black magic on them. Oh, strange. You think in 21st century, the age of science, age of ideas, great ideas, we think actually the whole world is flourishing intellectually. But these are the things that are getting reported now and then. That means, again, people are going back to superstition, unable to bear so much of suffering. Her claim is that, and she is telling me, so why things are not happening my way? For the last 3 years, I have been trying. So is somebody doing black magic on me? And she believes it. She thinks it's perfect. So who is that person who is doing black magic on me? She has come all the way from somewhere, Karimnagar or Warangal, and she was telling people from Ramakrishna Mutt are doing black magic on her. What strange. Because she was in association mission for some 10 years back. She used to come here. And because these people are using their power on her. Are you an educated woman? I asked. Yeah, studied degree. Some said, is there? Again, people are slipping into superstition, able to bear the suffering. I'm able to bear the sufferings of the world. So the astrology also flourishing because of that. Vastu is flourishing because of that. I'm not saying that it's not a science, but actually they are not taking it as science. Okay, it's all flourishing. That means what? People are becoming weaker and weaker by the day. Otherwise, if you read Bhagavad Gita, you'll get strength. If you read if you take Vedantic ideas, you'll get enormous strength. If you read Vivekananda, intellectual strength, forget about spirituality. At least intellectual clarity will come as to what spirituality is. You don't apply yourself to reading Vivekananda when you are younger. Okay, you want to read him after 50 or 60. That is the problem. Parents also, they don't encourage. If they see a spiritual book, then they have hypothetical fears. In your mind, you're projecting all these fears. Your mind says that, because you're reading a spiritual book on what if tomorrow he becomes a sannyasin and I will go away, who will take care of us in old age? All these fears, one after another. Chain reaction will be there. So that's why immediately they protest and they will not allow the person to touch the book again, or they will hide the book, or sometimes they burn the book also. Those incidents also have been reported. This is the level of superstition and ignorance. Not that the spiritual books will empower the individual tremendously, intellectually and spiritually. That's a true empowerment. He'll be able to face the challenges of secular world so beautifully. One day Vijnanananda Maharaj told a devotee, they went for some spiritual guidance from him, and he said, see the stars in the sky? They're all my friends. How beautifully they're twinkling, he said. And then they wanted some advice, and he said, you see, if everybody has the idea, this world is only just a drama, a play, it's a dream. Will you take things seriously, that seriously? You will not. Simple idea. Vedanta says it's only a dream, so you don't understand it. At least understand it is a drama. See, Lord actually has created this stage, and he wanted some actors to play on the stage, to dance according to his tune. So all these bodies, all these beings are just helpless instruments of his play. Puppet show, there will be puppeteer behind and there will be puppet on the screen. So he is pulling, all are his puppets only. We are all his puppets. Only you have to have the awareness and the idea that we are just a puppet in his hands. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, no, I am the machine and you are the operator of the machine, O Divine Mother. We are all machines and he is the operator. He operates his machine according to his will. So where is suffering? So in between, somehow actually the fictitious your own will has come, which is called ego. As Swami Vijnanananda Maharaj also told us, yes, as simple as that. He was speaking to devotees in Madras. And he told this ego, which is a product of ignorance, has actually is preventing us from experiencing God. One statement, that's enough. There's nothing more to speak. Sri Ramakrishna one day when somebody comes, actually, why we can't see God, he said. He closed his face with a towel and said, can you see my face now? A person told, no, I can't see your face now because you have covered yourself with a towel. He said, no, this ego is covering you from God, separating you from God. It's not helping you to see God, to experience God. Simple. And then think, what are the means that are available to let go this ego, to surrender, to annihilate this limited and fictitious individuality. There are two incidents in Vijnanananda Maharaj's life actually related to both Vijnanananda and Swami Vivekananda. These incidents reveal us the greatness of Swami Vivekananda's heart. Vijnanananda Maharaj used to stay in a small room next to Swami Vivekananda's room. So if you have visited Velur, you might have seen Vivekananda's room, just adjacent to Ganga, Mother Ganga. One day at 2 o'clock, he saw Swami Vivekananda, pacing to and fro in the veranda. And he asked, Swami, what happened? Why are you pacing up and down now here? Then Swami said, Passion, I was sleeping well. Suddenly I was jolted out of my sleep. Somewhere some natural calamity had happened and people were in deep distress. So Hari Prasanna Maharaj, Vijnanji could not believe. Somewhere something happens. How come that his actually sleep would get disturbed? Next day, he saw in the newspaper that exactly at 2 o'clock, when Swamiji jolted out of his sleep, there was an earthquake, this volcanic eruption in Fiji, and many people died. That time, at 2 o'clock, there was eruption, volcanic eruption. The newspaper reported that at 2 o'clock, see, the volcano erupted, and the lava flew, and then many people died. At that time only, he just was jolted out of his sleep. Just as a seismograph records the intensity of earthquake, Swamiji's heart used to record the intensity and suffering of the humanity. His heart was so tender. People ask actually, why did Vivekananda die so young? One reason is this: his heart was so tender, unable to see, unable to bear the suffering in the mankind, the world. Because when the heart becomes so soft, you would be able to quantify the misery that is there in the world. Now we'll get good sleep. Our sleep doesn't get disturbed that much because only suffering comes to us, that is suffering, right? But if all the suffering of all the people in the world becomes your suffering, will you be able to sleep? No, right? Impossible. Vivekananda had that kind of heart because he had seen travel all over the world. Because ignorance is the source of suffering. There's so much of ignorance in the world and people are suffering and they don't take this right knowledge. We will come to the truth one day, but it takes when? Before you come to the truth, how much you want to suffer, how many embodiments you want to take. Another day, the Hari Prasanna Maharaj heard some cries. He looked around. Night, somebody was weeping. He looked around and then he saw that the sounds were coming from Swamiji's room. Then he knocked the door. Swamiji was weeping. Oh, Swamiji asked him, oh, Hari, patient, you didn't sleep? You didn't go to sleep? No, I heard these cries and then I came. Why? Then you are weeping. And then Swamiji said, I'm not able to sleep when I think of the poverty and the suffering of the people. I'm praying to Master to alleviate their suffering. I'm praying to Master. Then you imagine the condition of the person. When the heart becomes so tender, how such people can live? They can't. It's impossible to prolong life. Without sleep, how many days you will survive? That was the kind of heart Vivekananda had. These two incidents were recorded by Hari Prasanna Maharaj, Swami Vijnanananda. Swami says, it's not one day, Sister Nivedita, he told this. No. Have you not seen how the hearts of the great people so tender and so soft? It is a revelation to us actually, what kind of personality that Vivekananda was. So much he had given. He traveled, never cared for his personal health. Took so much of trouble to give knowledge to people. Those days, to travel both east and the west. Subhash Chandra Bose describes Swamiji's sacrifice as reckless in his sacrifice. Not that any installments he did sacrifice. Bit by bit he did sacrifice. No, he never cared. Reckless in his sacrifice. What would happen to him, he never cared. And then the people asked Swamiji, why did he die young? You see that our electioneering is going on now. Our politicians, 15 days or 20 days or 25 days of canvassing. Now today we have microphones to speak. 20 days, 25 days of continuous speaking. Your voice goes. Your throat becomes coarse. Okay? And Vivekananda, without a microphone in those days, he went on speaking to people for 10 years continuously. And in one of the letters he writes, today I had 1500 audience. This much of noise pollution was not there in those days, but yet, to make your voice audible to 1500 people without microphone, and that kind of lecturing, he did it for 10 years, right? He worked himself, that was reckless in his sacrifice. So the nation must pay tribute, homage. Swamiji's actually sacrifice is not an ordinary sacrifice. for the sake of this country and for Sanatana Dharma. Supreme and extraordinary self-sacrifice Swamiji did. So, Swami Vijnanananda Maharaj, as he was engineer, and he constructed this temple and consecrated this temple of Sri Ramakrishna. Now you see in Belur Mutt. And Swamiji, it was Swamiji's desire to have a great temple erected in honor of Sri Ramakrishna, and he wanted that his master, his guru, to be worshipped from that site. During his lifetime, only Swamiji asked actually Hariprasanna Maharaj Vijnananji one day, "You bring a plan to me." He brings the plan, and Swamiji makes some corrections, and ultimately it was approved. That European philosopher, psychologist Carl Jung, he visited Belur Mutt in 1938, the year of the temple's consecration. After the consecration, I think he met Swami Vijnananji, who was the president of the order at that time. He asked Vijnananji, "Did Vivekananda give any idea about the temple to you?" And Vijnananji Maharaj said, "Yes. He wanted me to draw a plan of the temple. I drew the plan and had given it to him. And Swami did not approve it. And then he made some suggestions. And second time, third time, and third actually design I think was approved. So he made the corrections, suggested corrections, and again actually had gone to Swamiji, and Swamiji approved. Yes, this is the design, final, go ahead with it." And so that they took up the construction. Swamiji passed away in 1902 itself, but the consecration took place in 1938. And after 36 years of Swamiji's passing away, the temple, came to, it became a reality, the idea of temple. And Swami said that, okay, once the temple is ready, I may not be here to see that. I won't be living there and then, but I will watch it from above, he said. Then on the day of consecration, Swami Vijnananji became a little emotional, and he said to his attendant, Swami said this, that I will watch from above. So today you must be watching from above this temple, because now it has become a reality. So just see the sacrifice. And all this they are doing actually for whose sake? They did it for our sake. So this tremendous self-sacrifice, we are actually reaping the fruit of their sacrifice. How easy now to get ideas. Those days, very difficult. We have such wonderful literature is available. Their lives, their teachings, they serve as such great beacons, guideposts for us to travel, to tread the path of spirituality. In that way, we Indians are super rich when it comes to spiritual knowledge. But we must cherish our treasure. It is a treasure that God has bequeathed to us, God has given us. But not many, they know how rich a treasure it is. Today, our idea of treasure is a building, a piece of land, some gold, some bank balance. But this is the real treasure. And once one lady comes to Hariprasanna Maharaj, and wife of a judge, Maharaj, how to control this mind? It's everybody's problem. Universal problem, eternal problem. From the day actually man came into existence, this has become the problem. Okay, because God actually has made us with body and mind. Body actually is physical laws, it follows, and not much trouble. The trouble always because of the mind. Then, Vijnananji Maharaj told, thrash it. You thrash it, he said. So, how to thrash it? He said, thrash it with a whip. And then the lady told, the whip is in my hand, but mind is elsewhere. Okay. Then Vijnananji had a hearty laugh. He said, yes, repeat divine name. Thrashing the mind means repeating God's name. Not thrashing with a whip. The divine name acts as a thrash to the mind, and then it comes under control. It will be obedient to us. But you need to thrash your mind regularly with the divine name. Divine name as a whip. Keep on thrashing your mind. It will come under control. It will become your friend. Making your mind your friend actually is the only thing that we need to do. If people are suffering, they are suffering for only one reason. Their mind actually is not their friend as yet. It is their foe. So all spiritual sadhana, all the objective of spirituality is to make our mind a friend of ours. Once you transcend the mind, bring the mind under your control, you are a yogi. You are a self-realized soul. The dimension that is beyond the mind, spirit, soul, or Atman comes into your experience. So let us all pray to Swami Vijnanananda Maharaj on this auspicious day that he might shower his choicest blessings upon all from above, from whichever realm that he is in, that we also might become enlightened like him. We shall stop here for today. Om.
Khandana Bhavavandhana Jagavandhana Vande Toma Niranjana Nararupadhara Niranjana Nararupadhara Nirguna Mochana Aghadushana Jagadushana Chedghana Jnananjana Vimalanayana Jnananjana Vimalanayana Vikshane Mohaja Bhashwar Bhavasagar Chira Unmad Prema Patha Bhaktarjana Yugala Charana Bhaktarjana Yugala Charana Karana Bhava Demnida Yuga Ishvara Jagadishvara प्रेमार्पण समदर्शन प्रेमार्पण समदर्शन जग जन दुख जा नमो नमो प्रभु वाक्यमनादित नमो नमो प्रभु वाक्यमनादित मनोवचनैकाधार प्रभु मनोवचन ॐ ह्रीं ऋतं त्वमचल गुणजेत गुणेड्यः नक्तं दिवं सकरुणं तव पादपद्मं मोहङ्कषं बहुकृतं न भजे यतोऽहं तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो भक्तिर्भगश्च भजनं भवभेद कार्ये गच्छन्त्यलं सुविपुलं गमनाय तत्त्वं वक्त्रोद्धृतोऽपि हृदये न च भाति किञ्चित् तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो तेजस्तरन्ति तरसा त्वयि तृप्त तृष्णा रागे कृते ऋतपथे त्वयि रामकृष्णे मर्त्यामृतं तव पदं मरणोर्मे नाशं तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो कृत्यं करोति कलुषं कुहकान्तकार्ये शान्तं शिवं सुविमलं तव नाम नाथ यस्मादहं त्वशरणो जगदेक गम्या तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारिणे Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya Namo Namah. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya Namo Namah. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya Namo Namah. सर्वमङ्गल माङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते. सृष्टि स्थिति विनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणी नमोस्तुते. शरणागता दीनार्ता परित्राण परायणे सर्वस्यार्थे हरे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते. जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते. जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते. जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते. जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते. प्रकृतिं परमां अभयां वरदां नररूपधरां जनतापहरां शरणागत सेवक तोषकरीं प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां गुणहीनसुतां अपराधयुतां कृपयाद्य समुद्धर मोहगतां तरणीं भवसागर पारकरीं प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां विषयं कुसुमं परिहृत्य सदा चरणाम्बुरोहामृतशान्तिसुधा विवभृङ्गमनो भवरोगहरां प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां कृपां कुरु महादेवी सुतेषु प्रणतेषु च चरणाश्रयदानेन कृपामयि नमोऽस्तुते लज्जापटावृते नित्यं शारदे ज्ञानदायिके पापेभ्यो नः सदा रक्ष कृपामयि नमोऽस्तुते रामकृष्णगतप्राणां तन्नाम श्रवणप्रिया त्वद्भावरञ्जिताकारां प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः पवित्रं चरितं यस्याः पवित्रं जीवनं तथा पवित्रता स्वरूपिण्यै तस्यै कुर्मो नमो नमः देवीं प्रसन्नां प्रणतार्त्रिहन्त्रीं योगीन्द्रपूज्यां युगधर्मपात्रीं तं शारदां भक्तिविज्ञानदात्रीं दयास्वरूपां प्रणमामि नित्यं स्नेहेन बध्नासि मनोस्मदीयं दोषानशेषान् सगुणीकरोषि आहेतुनानो दयसे सदोषान् स्वाङ्ख्ये गृहीत्वा यदिदं विचित्रं प्रसीद मातर्विनयेन याचे नित्यं भव स्नेहवते सुतेषु प्रेमैकबिन्दुं चिरदग्धचित्ते विषिञ्च चित्तं कुरु न सुशान्तम् जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयोः श्रुत्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। పేజ్ 13. नादबिन्दु कलादीनमो नमः वेदमन्त्रस्वरूपा नमो नमः नादबिन्दु कलादीनमो नमः वेदमन्त्रस्वरूपा नमो नमः ज्ञानपण्डित स्वामी नमो नमः ज्ञानपण्डित स्वामी नमो नमः वेगोकोटि नाम शम्भो कुमार नमो नमः भोग अन्तरिपाला नमो नमः नाम शम्भो कुमार नमो नमः भोग अन्तरिपाला नमो नमः नागबन्ध मयूरा नमो नमः नागबन्ध मयूरा नमो नमः परशूर चेतदण्ड विनोद नमो नमः गीत किङ्किणी पादा नमो नमः चेतदण्ड विनोद नमो नमः गीत किङ्किणी पादा नमो नमः धीर सम्भ्रम वीरा नमो नमः धीर सम्भ्रम वीरा नमो गिरिराजा गिरिराजा दीपमङ्गल ज्योति नमो नमः तूय अम्बं ललीला नमो नमः दीपमङ्गल ज्योति नमो नमः तूय अम्बं ललीला नमो नमः देवकुञ्जरि पागा नमो नमः देवकुञ्जरि भागा नमो नमः अरुள் ताराय अरुள் आदि अंत उलावासु पाडिय சேரர் கொங்குவை காவோரு நாடத்தில் ஆதி அந்த உலவாசு பாடிய சேரர் கொங்குவை காவோரு நாடத்தில் ஆவினன் கொடி வாழ்வான தேவர்கள் ஆவினன் கொடி வாழ்வான தேவர்கள் பெருமாளே 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 పేజ్ 3030. ओम जय गंगाधर हर शिव जय गिरिजाधीशा शिव हर गौरीनाथा त्वं मां पालय नित्यं त्वं मां पालय नित्यं कृपया जगदीश ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव कैलासे गिरिशिखरे कल्पाद्रुम विपिने शिव कल्पाद्रुम विपिने कुंजर मधुकर कुंजे कुंजर मधुकर कुंजे कुंजवने गहने ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव कोकिल कुंजति खेलत हंसावनि ललितं शिव हंसावनि ललितं रुचियति कलाकलापं रुचियति कलाकलापं नृत्यतमोदसहितम् ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव तस्मिन् ललित सदा शिवशालामणिरचितं शिवशालामणिरचितं तन्मध्ये हरनिकटे तन्मध्ये हरनिकटे गौरीमोदसहितम् ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव क्रीडा रुचि रुचि भूषण रंजित निजमीशा शिव रंजित निजमीशा इंद्रादिक सुर सेवित ब्रह्मादिक सुर सेवित नाम जपे शिव सं ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव विबुधवद् बहुनृत्यत हृदयामोद सहितम् शिव हृदयामोद सहितम् किन्नर गायन कुरुते गंधर्व गायन कुरुते सप्तमसुर सहितम् ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव ओम हर 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 महादेव दीनानां तै तै दुनीनां मृदङ्ग भाजयते शिव मृदङ्ग भाजयते गुण गुण ललिता वेणु गुण गुण ललिता वेणु मधुरं नादयते ॐ हर 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 महादेव ॐ हर 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 महादेव ॐ हर 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 महादेव ध्यानं हरति स्मरण हृदये अभिनत्वा शिव हृदये अभिनत्वा राम श्री जटनाथं राम श्री जटनाथं शम्भो अभिनत्वा ॐ हर 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 महादेव ॐ हर 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 महादेव ॐ हर 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 महादेव संगति वेणु निशिदिन पठनं या कुरुते शिव पठनं या कुरुते शिव सायुज्वल गच्छति हर सायुज्वल गच्छति भक्त्या या शृणुते ॐ हर 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 महादेव 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 कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि मन्दारमालाय कुलनारकाय कपालमालाय शशिशेखराय दिव्याम्बराय च दिगम्बराय नमः शिवाय च नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय च नमः शिवाय పేజ్ 8, 9 8, 9 పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా 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 కాళినామమనే కల్పవృక్షమదే కాళినామమనే కల్పవృక్షమదే దాని నీడలో విశ్రమించుటకు కాళినామమనే కల్పవృక్షమదే దాని నీడలో విశ్రమించుటకు పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా శాంతమే నిన్ను వెంటాడంగా శాంతమే నిన్ను వెంటాడంగా లౌకిక జ్ఞానమే విడిపోవంగా శాంతమే నిన్ను వెంటాడంగా లౌకిక జ్ఞానమే విడిపోవంగా బుద్ధి వివేకము ఉపయోగించి బుద్ధి వివేకము ఉపయోగించి అసలు గమ్యమును అడిగి తెలుసుకో బుద్ధి వివేకము ఉపయోగించి అసలు గమ్యమును అడిగి తెలుసుకో పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా దారి సుగమము చేయును శాంతము దారి సుగమము చేయును శాంతము మాయామోహము భ్రమలు గొల్పును దారి సుగమము చేయును శాంతము మాయామోహము భ్రమలు గొల్పును చుట్టూను ఉన్నవి కామ క్రోధము లోభము మోహము మదమాత్సర్యము చుట్టూను ఉన్నవి కామ క్రోధము లోభము మోహము మదమాత్సర్యము వీటి గుండములో చిక్కకూడదు వీటి గుండములో చిక్కకూడదు. తల్లి నామమును వీడకూడదు వీటి గుండములో చిక్కకూడదు. తల్లి నామమును వీడకూడదు. పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా, పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా, పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా. సాధారణమౌ వృక్షము కాదది, సాధారణమౌ వృక్షము కాదది. దాని ఫలములు అమృతమయములు. సాధారణమౌ వృక్షము కాదది, దాని ఫలములు అమృతమయములు. ధర్మార్థంబులు కామమోక్షములు పురుషార్థములనే 4 ఫలములు. ధర్మార్థంబులు కామమోక్షములు పురుషార్థములనే 4 ఫలములు. ఏరుకొనగా మరి నేడే నేడే పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా, పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా, పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా, పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా, పదవే పోదాం ఓ మనసా.
రెండు 208 గురుర్బ్రహ్మా గురుర్విష్ణు గురుర్దేవో మహేశ్వర గురు సాక్షాత్ పర బ్రహ్మ గురు మహారాజ్ జయ జయ. గురు బ్రహ్మా గురు విష్ణు గురుదేవో మహేశ్వర గురు సాక్షాత్ పర బ్రహ్మ గురు మహారాజ్ జయ జయ. నిర్విकार निराकार परमहंस जय जय
निर्विकार निराकार परमहंस जय जय
योगाचार्य देव देव रामकृष्ण जय जय
योगाचार्य देव देव रामकृष्ण जय जय
ब्रह्म शक्ति ब्रह्म विद्य शारदाम्ब जय जय
ब्रह्म शक्ति ब्रह्म विद्या शारदाम्ब जय जय
सरस्वती महामाया मातृदेवी जय जय
सरस्वती महामाया मातृदेवी जय जय
विश्वगुरु विश्ववन्द्य विवेकानन्द जय जय
विश्वगुरु विश्ववन्द्य विवेकानन्द जय जय
रामकृष्ण भावपुत्र ब्रह्मानन्द जय जय
रामकृष्ण भावपुत्र ब्रह्मानन्द जय जय
महापुरुष महायोगी शिवानन्द जय जय
महापुरुष महायोगी शिवानन्द जय जय
जगन्मातु प्रीति पुत्र योगानन्द जय जय
जगन्मातु प्रीति पुत्र योगानन्द जय जय
सिद्धयोगी महात्यागी तुरीयानन्द जय जय
सिद्धयोगी महात्यागी तुरीयानन्द जय जय
प्रेम रूप दात प्रेमानंद जय जय प्रेम रूप शांति दात प्रेमानंद
जय जय
परमहंस दास दास अद्भुतानंद जय जय
परमहंस दास दास अद्भुतानंद जय जय
गुणशील गुणातीत त्रिगुणातीत जय जय गुणशील गुणातीत त्रिगुणातीत
जय जय
सर्वकर्म मर्मदर्श अभेदानंद जय जय
सर्वकर्म मर्मदर्शी अभेदानंद जय जय
विश्वप्रेमी विमल हृदय अखंडानंद जय जय
विश्वप्रेमी विमल हृदय अखंडानंद जय जय
नित्य योगी सुनिर्मल निरंजनानंद जय जय
नित्य योगी सुनिर्मल निरंजनानंद जय जय
बाल भाव बालशील सुबोधानंद जय जय
बाल भाव बालशील सुबोधानंद जय जय
परमहंस कृपा प्राप्त अद्वैतानंद जय जय
परमहंस कृपा प्राप्त अद्वैतानंद जय जय
ज्ञान रूप शांत भाव विज्ञानानंद 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 जय जय
मातृभाव मातृभक्त मातृसेवी शारदानंद जय जय मातृभक्त मातृसेवी
शारदानंद जय जय
रामकृष्ण सेवा प्रेमी शशि महाराज जय जय
रामकृष्ण सेवा प्रेमी शशि महाराज जय जय
रामकृष्ण 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 जय जय जय
देव देव महादेव रामकृष्ण जय जय
देव देव महादेव रामकृष्ण जय जय
पूर्ण ब्रह्म पूर्ण शक्ति रामकृष्ण जय जय
पूर्ण ब्रह्म पूर्ण शक्ति जय जय
जय जय जय जय रामकृष्ण 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 जय जय
रामकृष्ण 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 जय जय
देव देव महादेव रामकृष्ण जय जय
देव देव महादेव रामकृष्ण जय जय
पूर्ण ब्रह्म पूर्ण शक्ति 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 रामकृष्ण जय जय
जय जय जय जय 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 रामकृष्ण जय जय
रामकृष्ण जय जय
रामकृष्ण जय जय
रामकृष्ण जय जय
रामकृष्ण जय जय
रामकृष्ण जय जय रामकृष्ण जय जय రెండు రెండు మూడు 2 2 3 श्री रामकृष्ण चरणमूलनि शरणमो मनसा श्री रामकृष्ण चरणमूलनि शरणनु मनसा श्री रामकृष्ण चरणमूलनि शरणमो मनसा श्री
रामकृष्ण चरणमूलन शरणनो मनसा
सकल तीर्थ सकल शास्त्र सारमो अतडे सकल तीर्थ सकल शास्त्र सारमो अतडे सकल तीर्थ सकल शास्त्र सारमो अतडे सकल तीर्थ
सकल शास्त्र
सारमो अतडे निखिल भक्त हृदय कमल तरणियातडे अनुज शरणनु मनसा निखिल भक्त हृदय कमल तरणियातडे अनुज शरणनु मनसा श्री राम कृष्ण चरणमूलने शरणमु मनसा श्री राम कृष्ण चरणमूलने शरणमु मनसा प्रेम भक्ति कलियुगमुन साधन मनवे 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 प्रेम रूप प्रेमानंद परम पुरुषुडे अनुज शरणनु मनसा प्रेम रूप प्रेमानंद परम पुरुषुडे अनुज शरणनु मनसा श्री राम कृष्ण चरणमूलने शरणनु मनसा श्री राम कृष्ण चरणमूलने शरणनु मनसा दक्षिणेश्वर लीलाक्षेत्रं परम पवित्रम् दक्षिणेश्वर लीलाक्षेत्रं परम पवित्रम् दक्षिणेश्वर लीलाक्षेत्रं परम पवित्रम् दक्षिणेश्वर लीलाक्षेत्रं परम पवित्रम् भक्तजनुल मुक्तिनोसगु कल्पवृक्षमे अनुज शरणनु मनसा भक्तजनुल मुक्तिनोसगु कल्पवृक्षमे अनुज शरणनु मनसा श्री राम कृष्ण चरणमूलने शरणनु मनसा श्री राम कृष्ण चरणमूलने शरणनु मनसा श्री राम कृष्ण चरणमूलने मनसा। जयतु जयतु रामकृष्ण जय भव भयहारि हे। जय जयतु रामकृष्ण जय भव भयहारि हे। जयतु जयतु रामकृष्ण जय भव भयहारि हे। जयतु जयतु पर ब्रह्म जय नर रूप धारी है। जयतु जयतु पर ब्रह्म जय नर रूप धारी है। जयतु जयतु रामकृष्ण जय भव भयहारि हे। जयतु जयतु रामकृष्ण
जय भव भयहारि हे।
कम कांचन अंधरे कम कांचन अंधरे कम कांचन अंधरे कम कांचन अंधरे धरणी डूबिलो हे रे कम कांचन अंधरे धरणी उदिले सूर्य अमित बीर्ज युगे युगे अवतारी है। उदिले सूर्य अमित बीर्ज युगे युगे अवतारी है। जयतु जयतु रामकृष्ण जय भव भयहारि हे। जयतु जयतु रामकृष्ण
जय भव भयहारि हे।
महासमन्वय तोरे महासमन्वय तोरे महासमन्वय तोरे महासमन्वय तोरे रामकृष्ण एकाधारे महासमन्वय तोरे रामकृष्ण एकाधारे दाता छोकेनो शोका तोरे जगतेर नर नारी हे। दाता छोकेनो शोका तोरे जगतेर नर नारी हे। जयतु जयतु रामकृष्ण जय भव भयहारि हे। जयतु जयतु रामकृष्ण जय भव भयहारि हे। শুনেছি অভয়বাণী শুনেছি অভয়বাণী শুনেছি অভয়বাণী তুমি জগৎ চিন্তামণি শুনেছি एसेछि दीन भिखारी हे तुम्हारी द्वारे अति कातरे एसेछि दीन भिखारी हे जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जय भव भय हारी हे जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जय भव भय हारी हे जयतु जयतु पर ब्रह्म जय नर रूप धारी हे जयतु जयतु पर ब्रह्म जय नर रूप धारी हे जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जय भव भय हारी हे जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जय भव भय हारी हे जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जय भव भय हारी हे जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जय भव भय हारी हे जयतु जयतु पर ब्रह्म जय नर रूप धारी हे जयतु जयतु पर ब्रह्म जय नर रूप धारी हे जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जय भव भय हारी हे जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण
जय भव भय हारी हे
जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जय भव भय हारी हे जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जय भव भय हारी हे जयतु जयतु पर ब्रह्म जय नर रूप धारी हे जयतु जयतु पर ब्रह्म जय नर रूप धारी हे जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जय भव भय हारी हे जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जय भव भय हारी हे जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जयतु जयतु राम कृष्ण जय भगवान श्री रामकृष्ण देव की
जय
जय श्री शारदा माई की
जय
जय स्वामी विवेकानंद महाराज जी की
जय
जय स्वामी विज्ञानानंद महाराज जी की जय లేచేటప్పుడు మెల్లిగా శబ్దం లేకుండా స్త్రీలు ముందు లేచి వెళ్ళాలి, పురుషులు కూర్చొని ఉండండి. చైర్ శబ్దం రాకూడదండి. లేచేటప్పుడు స్త్రీలు మాత్రం